here we go. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I got the digital deluxe edition of this, which came with the soundtrack and the art book. And hey, I've been working on some scripted content, and if they are cool with it and don't copyright strike me, since I bought the soundtrack, I'm like, I want to put this in the back of some videos because it is beautiful and so relaxing. And after I finished the demo, I listened to the soundtrack for this for like just weeks straight. I just got obsessed with it. I couldn't stop. And then the full game came out while I was in the middle of UBW, so I had to finish that. And then I was like, Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog Super Short, let's do that. And yeah, now we're here. I also have the digital art book, which comes with this, because that's what the deluxe edition's all for and everything. And I'm so excited to like play through this game and just be able to look at it, because everything about this game is so pretty and I love it. I'm so excited. I do hope though that we don't have to start over. That like let's just no! We actually have to start over! Oh. I just realized it doesn't seem like there's any like game audio being recorded. Yeah, right now I'm trying to like work with OBS, only recording audio on OBS just to make life easier for myself. So hey, we're gonna see how this all works. But I guess I guess I'll be back when I catch up to where I was. Also, I need to fix the stuff here. So yeah, I'm probably not actually gonna record any today, which is sad because I'm just gonna have to be like click, 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 click. You know? But that's sad. I can't tell how much of like this is all a balancing act essentially. But yeah. Also, don't mind my eyes. For some reason, my eyes have been having a hard time staying open lately. I don't know why. I think it's because of the lighting in here isn't too great. I think specifically at night, because one of the lights near me is burnt out, but like this light bulb before I moved in was broken in there, so you can't really take anything out of it. So, yeah, it's a little funky of a situation. But yeah, I guess I'll be back next week for me and now for you guys. Bye.
You'd like to tell me a story?
Just get caught up and then start this in next week. But I was all like, no. Hang on, I need to adjust my mic slightly to make sure I'm recording myself proper. But I was like, no, I'm way too excited for this. As soon as like this is a little chapter title screen that popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta play more. I can't not, even if it's only like an episode or two. I gotta do some. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, yeah, we are finally officially back with more. Please be happy. But you know what? I'm excited for it because I love it. I love it. All right, let's get into it. All right, yeah, chapter 2, A Life Worth Living. Also, yeah, sorry if you can hear my computer in the background again. I already explained. It is being a little louder right now. I don't really know why, but it just kind of is. It was not this loud when I was doing the first episode, but anyways. For the second day in a row, I wake up in a soft bed. My bed. It's early. The library downstairs is silent. No one else is here aside from Juliet. I didn't even transform before falling asleep last night. Just passed out like this with human arms and legs. No wonder I'm sore. Also, there's no game audio, I just realized. Yeah, I'm just trying to watch the stuff. Hang on, let me just do a little bit of... I'm just trying to do a little bit of controlling on this so then I don't just ruin anything. Anyways, yeah. After I agreed to Juliet's offer, the rest of the day passed by quickly. Aspen and Juliet showed me around the house, part of the library, and Juliet made dinner for the three of us. Aspen didn't leave until the evening, and I decided to go to bed early. After the whirlwind of emotions I went through yesterday, I was exhausted and fell asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. Not having to be on alert the moment I open my eyes is a nice change. I can toss and turn and even doze a little bit longer. Oh, that's such a dangerous game because you get too cozy and then you just never get out of bed. It's a dangerous game. Also, I want to move myself over just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Sorry I'm playing with this so much. I'm trying to like get things better situated overall. Oh, and it scares me so much to have it like that high. So let me go like this. And then we go like this. I'm just so scared because I don't want these to be ruined. Because like, if I was recording my audio separately, but like that puts more pressure on my computer and makes it harder for me, especially because I do want to get into streaming and stuff. So I want to get better at using OBS for all of my needs. But at the same time, like if the audio is too loud or too quiet for one of these, then I'm just kind of screwed because I can't raise one and not raise the other. It's yeah, it's a whole thing. I get as much rest as my body will let me. Once I've had my fill of being lazy, I finally crawl out of bed.
Okay, it's time to get up.
It doesn't take me long to get ready. I tiptoe to the door out of habit, so carefully that only someone with super keen hearing would be able to hear me. But then I remember...
Yeah, I don't need to sneak around while I'm here.
Oh, I love the voice acting. I love that there is voice acting. I loosen up and step out into the hallway, shutting the door behind me. Being so openly noisy is almost harder than being sneaky. The building is still quiet. Juliet told me to come find her when I wake up, so I make my way down the hallway towards the room she showed me yesterday. It's one of the last in the hall, tucked away in the corner. Unlike the other doors, a tiny bit of flickering light escapes from the gap below.
Please.
Now that I'm standing here, my nerves start to get the better of me. What if she's forgotten me this time and chases me away? Or what if... I screw my eyes shut and take a deep breath, forcing away my worries. If I'm going to stay here for a while, I need to stop thinking like that. I can't let that fear keep getting the better of me. Forcing myself on, I twist the doorknob and enter. Wait, I should have knocked, shouldn't I? It's too late as I step into the room, only to be struck by how dark it is. With no windows, the only light is from a dim lamp, illuminating the white-clothed figure sitting at her desk. Just like the library downstairs, there are rows and rows of books covering the shelves around the room. Juliet looks up and greets me, a gentle smile written on her face.
Oh, good morning, Miho. Did you sleep well?
She remembered me. She remembered me. I hide my relief well, I think.
I sure did. I think that might have been the best sleep I ever had.
I'm most glad to hear it. Would you like to sit down?
Oh, sure. Thanks.
It's so nice not having to use my voice for all of this. There's only one other seat, so I awkwardly sit down across from... There's only one other seat, so I awkwardly sit down across from her. It feels a little bit like an interrogation. I should really finish the sentence before I... That's just how I do with Fate, is like I'll like finish a lot, like I'll almost be done with a line, and then I'll click it, so then the next line will start loading in. But I need to be careful about that in this one. Would you like some tea? I've never had tea, so I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like I should accept her offer out of politeness, though.
Sure.
Oh, her ears just drooped when she said sure, though. Juliet pulls out a teacup from a shelf nearby and sets it on a little plate. Then she carefully pours in the tea without spilling a single drop. That's so not fair. I can't even water plants without spilling. She pushes the plate with the cup over to me.
Sugar.
I've eaten enough human snacks to know that I like sugar.
Please.
She takes the lid off a small pot and offers it to... I was literally just, like, stopping to admire the art, like, being like, how is her mouth drawn? How can I, like... Because that's what I do a lot now, as I'm, like, you know, as someone who is trying to become not terrible at art, I'm trying to inspect, like, how do other people do things? And I was like, one of the things I was struggling with today was drawing a mouth that I liked. And I was like, how do they draw their mouths? So that's what I was expecting. She takes the lid off a small pot and offers it to me. It's full of little white cubes. Without hesitating, I take two and toss them in my mouth. They're kind of crunchy at first, but quickly fall apart. Juliet frowns just a little, enough that a human probably wouldn't notice. Did I do something wrong? Wait, I know.
Oh, thank you.
That gets her to smile, so I'm pretty sure I did the right thing. She sets the pot of treats back down under her desk.
We'll have breakfast in a little while. Aspen usually comes by to help open the library, and then we eat together.
That sounds nice. Does she help out because of the sunlight?
Huh?
My, that's astute of you. You're correct. Although I'm able to tolerate a bit of sun, I do prefer the dark.
I feel like I'm missing something. I can't tell if that's just them being, like, playful or not, because, like, there are so many things in this world in terms of world building that are, like, that haven't been like fully explained yet, and you're just kind of slowly piecing together. So it's like, I don't know. Is she supposed to be like a vampire or something?
I wasn't sure if you knew I was a vampire.
Okay, well,
I figured it out just now. That explains how you were able to hear me and find my den, huh?
Indeed. That said, I have my dear friend
I-
Orpheus to thank for helping me know where to find you.
I was right. I said that as a joke. I can't believe I was right. Okay. So that's why they can remember her, because they are also mystical creatures. So then what's Aspen? Oh, I don't know. Something scratches in the corner of the room, and I look up to notice a large bat dangling from a hook on one of the shelves. Has that been there this entire time?
He also...
No, Orpheus is a bat through and through, not a vampire. He happened to notice you on his way home one day.
So that's the friend you were talking about. I was wondering about that.
I have the pleasure of knowing several of Wellington's local bats. They keep me apprised of news from around the city.
You're not, like... you know...
I tap one of my front teeth, not sure how to ask the question politely.
No, I consume as little blood as one of my kind can, and what I do partake of is freely donated.
Wait, so is this just a world where everyone knows about the existence of monsters? Because that would explain. These are questions I had in the during the demo, because I'm like, she has her ears that no one ever like makes comment of, but we haven't really seen. I guess we did see like the little spirit on the beach, but I'm pretty sure the parent couldn't see. I don't know.
I love this city and its people. I'd never had them like that. Besides, I had quite enough of that during my time in the underworld. Is that where you come from as well?
Oh, I'm not from the underworld. I'm from Korea.
I don't know why. That's just such a funny response. I'm from the underworld. Is that where you're from as well? Oh, I'm not from the underworld. I'm from Korea. Like, okay, all right, cool.
Heard lots about it, though. I'm one of the only fabled I know of who doesn't come from there.
Okay, so we're getting more. You know what? I'm super down with that. Give like no exposition in the beginning so you can really get into the story and like care about it though, and then kind of give us a little bit from here or there. I like it. I like it.
For a long time, I didn't even know that other fabled existed.
Indeed. Gumio like yourself are some of the few I know of.
Gumiho? What the freak is a Gumiho?
Wait, Gumiho? Is that what I'm called? That explains a lot.
Like what? What does that explain?
You didn't know, but you go by the name Miho.
Just because I like the sound, thought it was more like a nickname. I change it up wherever I go. Gumi, Homie, Migu. I've never had a real name. I didn't even know I had a kind. I've never met someone else like me. I wonder if we'd have much in common.
Have other foxes, well, Gumiho, lived the same kind of life I have? Maybe they're better at fitting in with people than I am, and that's why I've never seen one.
Are there any other Gumio in Wellington?
None that I know of. It's possible, though.
I'm not sure what I'd say if I did meet one.
I wondered about others like me before, but since I've never met one, I eventually assumed that they don't exist. Finding out that they do, and that there's even a name for us, comes as a pretty big surprise. No matter how long I've been alive, there's still so much that I don't know about the world. As our discussion tapers off, the sound of the front door reaches my ears from downstairs. Juliet must have heard it too, looking over as I do.
Oh, that'll be Aspen. Shall we go down to breakfast?
I'll never say no to that.
Juliet takes to her feet, picking up the lamp and carrying it with her. Also, I was about to say, I've just had a big old smile on my face since we started. But I was like, I don't need to tell you guys that anymore, because I'm here on this screen with you guys, so you can just see me going the whole time. I love it. Juliet takes to her feet, picking up the lamp and carrying it with her. Orpheus the bat leaves the study when we do, though he flies off in a different direction. I guess he won't be joining us for the meal. Oh, she's so cute. I love her. I love all of the girls so far because they're all so cute and they're so pleasant. I love them all. I love. If you guys can't tell, I may have only done like 7 episodes of this, basically just the first chapter out of I don't know how many, but I'm a huge fan and I'm so excited. Like, I'll probably work my way through the rest of Studio Lane's stuff in the future, but I'm also excited to see what they come up with next. I'm just excited. Because I hope that this game was a big success for them. It deserved to be. So if they can like take this as like a big success and improve from there, that'd be awesome. But again, I don't know if it was a big success for them compared to like anything else that they've done. I hope it is. I have to be careful not to spill my. I say that, but like I don't know how good any of their other stuff was. So that's like, obviously I'm a huge fan of this. That's why I'm like, I hope that this was a huge success and that they do more stuff like this because I love it. I have to be careful not to spill my cup of tea as we walk down the stairs. Aspen waits at the bottom, a large book tucked under her arm. She waves with her free hand to greet us.
Good morning, Aspen.
Oh.
It's nice to see you again.
Good morning, Juliet. And you too, Miho. I must admit, I was a little worried you might run off during the night.
What are you, Aspen? Are you a tree?
I may have thought about it a little.
No, she's an Ent from Lord of the Rings.
After I went to bed, though, I was out like a light. Glad you decided otherwise, then. Living in the library sounds like heaven. I can't believe you'd think about giving that up. Anyway, I'm opening today, so I can't stay too late. I'll go ahead and take care of the windows.
I'll get started on breakfast then. Would you like grape or strawberry jam?
I think I'm feeling like strawberry today. Oh, or some of that orange marmalade if there's any left. You have to let Miho try that too.
I'll see if we have it. Is that a nonce you have with you? You can just leave him on the desk for now.
What the freak is a nonce?
It sure is. I'll be taking Jax on the way out.
What the freak is a Jax?
I'll write it down.
Oh, it's a book. We are in a library, that makes sense. The two of them stroll off in different directions while I stand on the stairs, unable to follow any of the conversation. Glad I'm not the only one. Granted, I feel like I should be able to more than Miho. She doesn't exactly know a lot of people things, based off of the whole sugar conversation.
Who's Jax? A nonce? I don't see anyone with you. This is a nonce.
Aha, I was right. Suck it, Miho. She taps the cover of the book she brought with her.
He's the author of this. Juliet suggested I read some of his work, but I'm finding him rather dull. Huh.
Now, Miho, this is the part where you ask her if what books she likes and if she would recommend that we read any of them, and then we read them, and then we love them, and then we talk about them with her forever. I try my best to sound interested, but I doubt it's successful. Maybe I'd see the appeal if I could read them. You know what? That's a fair point. I forgot Miho couldn't read. Well, that's what you ask. Hey, you want to teach me how to read? And then she'd be like, heck yeah. You know, and then cuteness ensues. But how can they be better than doing things yourself? After setting the book down on the front desk, Aspen goes into the main room, leaving me alone in the hallway. I make my way down the rest of the steps. Looking down at my teacup, I decide to take a tiny sip. I'm getting tired of carrying it around. Yuck! It's kind of bitter, but also bland at the same time. Frowning, I set the cup down on one of the shelves nearby. At least I tried it. The sugar was way better, though. The door Aspen went through is still open, and I can hear her bustling around. The room where Juliet went in isn't far. The room where Juliet went isn't far away either, and I already smell food. I guess I'll go watch. Oh. Let's go talk to Aspen. I want to find out what she is. Aspen is in the book room by now, and I wander through the door she left open. She steps from window to window, pushing them open and pulling the curtains back. With each one, another sunbeam pours in and the room gets a little bit brighter.
Oh, hey Miho. How was your first night here? Great! After you left, I went to bed early. And then I got to sleep in.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
You sure do love to sleep. Color me even more jealous. I'm working opening shifts most of this week, so I have to be up early every day. Or else, what?
She stops and gives me a frustratingly familiar look. The look that means I've said something weird.
Or else I get reprimanded for being late. Duh.
That was the cutest duh I've ever heard.
Not to be rude, but have you never had a job?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just, you know what? No, there's no way Miho could have held a job for longer than like a day anywhere.
Nope. I haven't done most human things, if you can't tell.
It was of slight obvious, you know.
I certainly can tell. Your life must be fascinating. Someday I'd like to hear about all you've seen and done.
What you doing after work, girl? Hey.
I'm really not that interesting. My life is just wandering around for the most part. I try to avoid doing stuff as much as I can.
Really? It seems like she likes to go around and do stuff.
I know plenty of people who would kill for a lifestyle like that, you know.
After pushing open the last window, Aspen starts to drift around the room, moving chairs and furnitures into their spots.
Anyway, I come here most mornings just to have breakfast and chat with Juliet, even if I'm not opening. Is there not any food where you live? There usually is, but I enjoy the company as much as the food. Speaking of which, Juliet should be about done by now. Let's join her, shall we?
I follow behind Aspen as she walks on, adjusting and rotating a few more out of place items on the way. By the time we reach the kitchen, there's a big pile of buttered toast and different spreads waiting for us on the table. As we walk up to her, Juliet's setting down a plate of sliced fruit and another of fried eggs beside it.
You two are right on time. I was just about to call for you.
I have a sixth sense for it, apparently.
We all sit down and dig in. The food, of course, is delicious.
So, Miho, how will you be spending your first day as an official Wellington resident? Oh, yeah. Hadn't really thought about it. Now that you mention it, I'll have a lot more free time.
Oh, we could get a job, either like working at the cafe with Aspen, who still has her eyes closed, or we could even do like day shift stuff here with Juliet, because she's a vampire and can't do day shift stuff. So I mean, hey, either way, we're going to be spending time with one of them. That'd be neat.
Usually I'd go hunting for food or looking for a better place to stay.
Instinctively, I go silent as I reach for my pocket and the familiar crumpling paper.
Or
if it's something you don't want to share, don't feel that you must.
Right, that too.
I hesitate. I'm not sure I've ever told anyone about my goal, or at least not the specifics. I've had a lot of firsts lately, though. What's one more? Besides, maybe the two of them can help.
No, it's okay. I've been looking for someone.
Ooh, Myth on the Prowl? That's just a sick name for a song. I wipe my hands first, making sure they don't have any crumbs or grease on them. Then I carefully slide the thin scroll from my pocket. I always keep it in the deepest part where it won't get wet or damaged. With great care, I gently unroll it, letting the two women see the ink markings brushed into the scroll. The edges are fuzzy with age by now, but the text is still legible, I think anyway.
They gave me this a long time ago. I don't know what it says. Is that Korean? Maybe Chinese? I'm not able to read either one.
Gosh darn it, Miho, why didn't you learn to read sooner?
They remind me of older Chinese characters, but I can't be certain myself. Sorry, but I'm not too familiar with them either.
They look a little defeated, but I quickly wave off their concern.
It's okay. Nobody I've asked could read it either. For all I know, they might just be scribbles. I thought that maybe if I knew what it said, it would help me find them. Who exactly are they, if I may ask? They're a traveler. I learned that word just to be able to describe them. They were the first human I ever met, and they told me stories about the rest of the world.
And you've been searching for them ever since then?
Yep. For as long as I can remember. I met them back in Korea, when I was a fox. I couldn't understand what they were saying. Not until much later.
Reminiscing about them gives me a very particular feeling. It's warm and fuzzy, but also a little sad. I think people call it nostalgia. My voice is a little quiet as I finish what I mean to say.
But that never stopped them from coming to see me. I don't know their name or even where they're from, but I'll definitely recognize them when I see them again.
Both of the women before me are quiet for a moment, visibly thinking over what I've said. After a long while, it's Juliet who speaks first.
In that case, I'd be happy to assist in any way I can.
Me too, of course. Speaking of which, I may have found something useful to you.
Oh, you're so great. Both of you are so great.
I was doing a little bit of research on Gumiho last night.
Hang on, I've never met such supportive people, and I love it.
There was surprisingly little to be found compared to some of the other fabled. Wait a sec. You found out that I'm a Gumiho too? Well, yes. It wasn't too difficult to look up. Is that odd?
So in less than a day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to find something out about myself that I couldn't in a lifetime.
I guess not.
I only realize how I sound after I've said it. Juliet shoots a look at Aspen, who quickly tries to move the discussion along.
Anyway, I was trying to find out why Juliet and I can remember you when nobody else can. Although I didn't find anything about memories in particular, there was one story that claimed a Gumiho's curse doesn't take effect until a full day later.
Oh, of course. And since you and I both saw Miho again before too much time passed, we didn't forget her.
Okay. But then how did I guess the lady, the traveler, just came back frequent enough that it kept her memory refreshed, and then... maybe. Or maybe she didn't have the powers yet because she was just a fox back then.
Right. That also makes sense from what you told us yesterday, Miho, doesn't it? You said you don't tend to talk to people a second time. Yeah, I usually try to avoid it, really.
I hadn't ever thought of my magic as a curse before, but I guess to the person it's affecting, it is.
So that means that all we have to do to avoid forgetting about Miho
Is just spend a lot of time together constantly. It's impossible to miss the pause before Aspen's words. Like even she's not confident in what she's about to say.
See her every day. Forever.
That doesn't sound too bad to me. Forever. That word hangs in the air. Aspen says it did she? She didn't really. That sounded like kind of somber. As Aspen says it cheerfully, but I can recognize just how impossible that is. At some point, even these two will forget me, won't they? Why even try then? Why bother if I know it'll just hurt in the end? On cue, those kinds of thoughts start to swirl in my head like always. It's so tempting to just stop caring and give up on others. No, I won't let myself dwell on that. Not on my first day living here. Who knows? Even if it's a long time from now, maybe these thoughts will go away for good. Juliet clears her throat before the silence goes on for too long.
Well, that's not bad at all. Preserving the memory of those you hold dear is one of the most important parts of life.
Aspen considers for a moment before nodding.
It really is.
It seems a little early for either of them to consider me dear to them, but I keep that to myself.
So, anyway, about Jax?
For a relief, Aspen changes the subject away from me and my magic. As Juliet and Aspen chat between themselves, the conversation drifts onto things I don't know about, and people and places I don't recognize. It's probably related to books. I smile and laugh when they do, but I'm not really paying attention or talking. Listening to the two of them, they may as well be speaking a different language. The more I observe, the more it seems I'll have to learn. Not just about... Sorry, I had a text from my work. Not just about normal people and human life, but about myself as well, and even the world. In one day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to figure out what I am and how my beads work. I've had a long, long time to do that, and still had no idea. It doesn't even seem like it was hard for them. There's something that I have to admit to myself. I haven't really tried before. Just what have I been missing out on? I feel something bubbling up inside of me. The same feeling as yesterday when I decided to come back to the library instead of running away. Something that makes me clench my fists and take a deep breath as I make another decision. Something that I realize I can put a name to, even though it's a new one for me. This is what people call hope, even if it's pointless in the end.
I want to learn how to be a person.
Juliet cuts off whatever she was saying mid-sentence. Both she and Aspen turn to face me, eyes wide. Oops, I guess I should have started by waiting for them to stop talking.
You want to... What?
I've already messed this up, but I keep going.
Person. To know about the things you two are talking about. All the stuff that you give me a weird look for when I don't know. I want to learn about it.
I'd say that you're already well on your way.
Her tone becomes quite serious as she continues. I'm a little glad. She sees as much weight behind this as I feel about it.
Miho, there are some things that you can't rush or change overnight. This is definitely one of them. That said, starting can be the hardest part. You've already taken the first steps.
What Juliet said. I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to keep you out of our conversation. No, it's okay. I was busy thinking anyway. I can't stop looking for my person, of course, but maybe I can do more than that, too.
We'll help you in any ways that we can.
Aspen nods in agreement, but then checks the time and size.
We'll have to wait until later, though, because I need to be leaving for work. I'm sure Juliet needs her rest, too.
Thanks. I am rather tired. Will you be alright on your own for the day, Miho?
That's an interesting thing. I guess we'll probably be spending time with Juliet at night and Aspen during the day, maybe? I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing out ideas, like trying to like find the seeds of what's being set up and trying to predict them beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be. I'll figure out something to do.
Wonderful. Here, let me take those.
She gets up and collects the dirty plates and carries them to the sink.
Tomorrow I have to go in earlier than usual to open. If you come by, I can make you that drink again, Miho. As long as you promise not to run away, that is. Sure. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere this time. Although... will it still be at home?
Huh? Will it still be at home? Oh, yeah.
At home? Like...
Oh,
free.
on the house. I thought she was like... I was like, was there some drink that she made for her yesterday? I was like, maybe there was. That's why I was like, oh yeah, but I guess I was wrong.
Oh, on the house. Yes, of course. This should probably be the last time, though, or my boss will start getting upset.
Oh.
Aw.
The voice actress...
It was nice while it lasted.
The voice actresses in this game are so good. They give the characters so much character, and I love it. If you can't tell, I'm just a huge simp for this game, all right? What can I say? I'm a huge fan. Aspen pauses as she rises from the table and starts to leave.
Getting a job might be a good idea if you're serious about living a normal life. It's hardly the most fun, but then you could buy as many fairy kiss chillers as you want. A job? Sounds like a pain.
Aspen just sighs as I sink into my seat. The way she talks about having a job makes it sound awful.
Well, it's just a suggestion. See you later, Juliet. Miho.
With that, she takes her leave as Juliet and I wave her off. Alright, I think that's a good place to end it for today. I'm probably going to try and keep these episodes between like 20 to 30 minutes just because like one of the big reasons why my other visual novel episodes don't go for that long is just because like doing all of the voices and talking for that long just drains all my voice and makes it hard for me to like record in general. Otherwise, because it gets like I got too much for my throat to handle. But here with her being voice acting, like it helps so much, so I can go for longer than usual. But yeah, I'm loving to be back playing this, and I'm so excited to see more. And I love that we're getting like questions answered that I've had basically since the beginning. So cool, so cool. I love it. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.